Good evening, folks. Welcome to another presentation here of our broadcast in the Issues Room. We're back here on the 189th production. Volcano Shelton here from Monrovia, Liberia. Uh, couldn't be with Moses and Alphonso past Friday. Not too well, still under the weather. I am just kind of trying to force it tonight to see if we can do this show. But again, if you look at me, you can see that I'm still recuperating, and it hasn't been easy since I arrived here in Monrovia. I've been down with the weather, just so much going on. But anyway, how good to be back with you guys. Hope every one of you are there. Please uh, chime in, come in our chat room, let us know you're here. We'd like to recognize you. And we also want to encourage you to share the link, the page, invite others to join us here tonight. We'll be discussing the ongoing issues uh, evolving on a daily basis here in Liberia as we approach the uh, elections next Tuesday. Can you imagine? It's right around the corner next Tuesday at 6, rather 8 a.m. accordingly to 6 p.m. But we know that a lot of folks will be going to the polling center to ensure that they are queued in, because I can imagine how much, imagine 2 point something million people gathering across the country. It will be a lot of folks. So some folks will be probably standing the line by maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, because voting start actually at 8 a.m. and it ends at 6 p.m. So again, thank you so much for being there with us. Raymond Clark, Virgin Moyu. It's a pleasure having you guys in the house. Please share the word tonight. Moses Sandy is back in Studio B out there in Delaware. Welcome to this 189th production. We're back here trying to
Thank you.
enlighten Liberian people about things that are happening. And lately, so much. The final laps, we call it the final laps of the campaigning. You got all these candidates selling themselves. If you didn't sell yourself 6 years ago, I don't know how you're going to do it today. And if and this is not just for President William Moses, it's for Joe Boyka, it's for Alexander Cummings,
It's for
because
everybody.
the, the crowd he pulled on Sunday, accordingly, um, was it Sunday?
Hmm.
I'm losing. Yeah,
It
Sunday,
was
right?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, because I went to town
And that was a
and and
very good weather too.
and I drove with no stampede. I was surprised. I'm like,
Ready,
this.
Volcano?
Yeah, I went as far as Buchanan Street, in that area, and I couldn't see the crowd. Somebody said it was a black party. It was not a campaign. It was a black party.
Oh, man, I figure, man, the many ANC people that can't kill us now.
Yeah, this one, man. So you had 6 years, and now you want. My man, good to see you, my man. I drink your hot tea, my man.
Yeah.
If people, I don't know what it won't do with me, my man. You can see my eyes sunk in. I'm still
I
fighting
know.
it.
When there's
Right.
that cultivation period
And
going through.
the rain, yeah, and the rain's just falling on and off. It's
Oh,
just
really?
started raining
Oh,
again.
yeah,
So
it rains a
yeah,
lot in August. I mean, October.
yeah, in
Yeah.
October, yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
it rained
Wow.
about yeah, it rained 5 different times today.
Okay. Well, my man, I wish you speedy recovery, and it is pleasing to be back here with you. We hope that everything goes well because you have a lot of work to do. I know on Tuesday or next week you're going to be very, very busy. Very giving all updates from Liberia. I'm sure you'll be visiting a number of polling stations to really help us understand what is happening in the country or what will be happening in the country on that day. So I just want to say hats off to you for taking the initiative to represent the issues. It's also my understanding that you guys supposed to be working in a group, right, to represent Aja.
What you mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Oh,
But in the
okay.
meantime, I can't be a press and man and
Yeah.
then pool
Yeah.
washing. You see,
Okay.
because pool watching means you're stationary at one pool in center.
Right.
So you're trying to be stationary. But
Okay.
anyway, I went by the NEC today. I went there to see how I could get the accreditation. I was
Mm-hmm.
told to send an email out to a gentleman,
Okay.
and while discussing, I went upstairs to see if I could see
Meridiana.
my. Yeah, I went upstairs, but she was not around. And then while I was giving my information, she comes around the corner, and she was happy to see me. We hug, and
Yeah.
we rekindled the old LBS spirit. It was good.
That's
And she
good.
said, "Mommy, you in town?" I said, "Yes, I came here to keep my eye on you." Yeah, we just
Yeah.
laughed.
Okay.
She
It
said
was.
she will catch up with me at some point. But I don't know if we'll be able to see before these elections. But let's see.
I
I
know
left my
right now
number.
she's very engaged.
Yeah, so
I
she
can tell
calls
you.
me.
Yeah. Well, in
But
fact,
anyway, let's conversation, Moses. Go ahead. You want
yeah.
us
No,
to?
what I was saying is that since you talk about the NEC, I just wanted to bring this information. Uh, as a trending news, the election is 7 days a week. I know it's very scary. It's scary. It's the most anticipated date. Some people been reaching out to me. Oh, now Moses, do we need to stock up some food because people passing on misinformation. Some people are thinking that hey, this thing here, may lead to a crisis, but we hope that that doesn't happen. I think in fact what even further heightened and the fear and Volcano, I was ready, sad to have read this posted by Mr. Philip Brown, who having to be a publisher and one of the executives of the Liberia Publisher Association or the Publisher Association of Liberia. He's a journalist, quote unquote journalist, and this guy posted on Facebook, cautioning Liberians to stock up food because anything could happen. And he did this. Yesterday, the Minister of Justice, the police, and the other justice joint security had a news conference. A reporter asked the police and the Minister of Justice that hey, we saw this, post on Facebook, social media by a senior Liberian journalist. What action has the police taken? And unfortunately, they couldn't provide any clear-cut, explanation. That's fear mongering. I don't know. What do you think, Volcano?
But Moses, when you look at the elections and um, what is expected out of this election, one party doesn't want to leave power. Another party is pushing for power. The rest of the guys are just, I would call them spectators. Let's call it a spade.
Yeah.
Because from the crowd of Cummings, he's a spectator. From the crowd of whoever else, whether it's Clarence Momolu or the rest of them, they are spectators. So it's two of the main stakeholders in this matter. You're talking the UP and you're talking the CDC. Um, see what happened in Foya, Lofa County that
Mhm.
led to the death of innocent people. So these are the optics. These are some of the things that make you to ponder that what could happen on October 10th. So I mean, from all indications, what I see the town to look like, I don't find tension yet, but who knows? Coming to the day, who knows? By the mid of the day, of October 10th? Who knows by the evening of October 10th when the voting numbers begin to be counted? Who knows what could happen? So of course, yes, I think being precautious is necessary, and no one should take it for granted. And as I told you behind the scene, if I thought I woke up October 10th here in Monrovia and I could sense the tension, I'm not getting out of here to go nowhere. The Liberian people decide their own fate, and I don't have to be there to cover it. Whatever they decide, that's for them, right? And when I use the word for them, because they are the ones who go into the polls to vote. Um, but again, yeah, we pray that this government had made enough promises, not only to the people of Liberia, but to the world through the conduit of the United Nations. So President Weah needs to speak firmly. In fact, he says that he's the most popular man ever out of Liberia. When he speaks, the people listen. So I will implore him to ensure that he speaks to his zealots, to those
Yeah,
who just want to do things in the name of CDC and in his name, to,
yeah.
to be very careful, because any semblance of violence can be counted against him, particularly him, because he is the leader of the country. So they need to really work hard around it to make sure that these votes are casted peacefully and people can go back to their space and let the National Elections Commission do its work by counting, and whoever comes out victorious, so be it.
I agree. I agree. The good thing the international community has done to at least allay the fear and to also manage, the situation, uh, especially the U.S. government. It has cautioned, the administration and all Liberians that, anyone who engages in any act that tend to undermine or that has a propensity of undermining the peace and stability, the Liberian democracy, that person breaks visa restriction. Anyone who will instigate violence, and that also person will also risk, visa restrictions. So these are all strong indications that hey, we take this election serious.
But I don't
Not
think
only
visa. Listen, I don't think visa restriction means a lot to any of those guys. There's a
it
lot of
does.
places in the world today,
Hmm.
a whole lot of other places that people can go. There are people who've not been to America, but have
Hmm.
gone to Europe, they've gone to Asia, they've gone to Dubai, and they're doing extremely well. For them, they have traveled the world. So America shouldn't always think that they can attach visa to making people serious about something. I think they need to do more than just visa restriction, especially when it comes to the art of democracy.
Yeah, I agree, but given the inseparable relationship that Liberia and the U.S., the relationship both countries have, no government tries in Liberia when its officials cannot come to the United States. No, you will not succeed. Whether people in Liberia like it or not, the U.S. drives the global, economy. Even the United Nations gets its lion's share of funding from the United States. So when the U.S. speaks, a powerful nation has spoken. All of our past leaders, most of our activities, see, even the elections that we're talking about now, a greater percentage of the funding for that is coming from the United States. So that's why this country is saying that we are interested. We have a vested interest in this. We want to make sure that this process is managed well. And today, the chair of the NEC, Deanna Brown, she had a news conference and she reported to Liberians some of the things that the commission has been able to accomplish in recent times as Liberia prepares to go to election next Tuesday. According to data, So far, the NEC has been able to secure 61 laptops, 49 projectors, and 49, I mean, not 49, but rather 59 projectors, 59 projector stands. And these equipment will be used at voting precincts where ballots will be tallied. So they want to make sure. And she said that so far right now, they are being able to to deploy in 11 counties, accounting for 19 magisterial, NEC magisterial districts, or districts or areas in the country. So they are doing everything, to reach. There are still areas that have not been reached yet. And we're talking about election being next week. Montserrat is one of those counties that remain not yet fully covered in terms of the NEC spreading out the road connectivity in rural Liberia. I don't know how successful the NEC has been able to do this, but you have seen some of the videos, the terrible road condition in Riwaji, in Lofa County, in Maryland County, in Grand Jira County, Nimba, all of these areas. I don't know how successful has the commission been able, to reach these areas to make sure that all the out of the districts, magisterial districts in those areas are covered in terms of deployment of logistics for the election. So this is a Herculean task that this commission has, and you have only 7 days. One
So
good thing they are being
let me
able to
weigh,
do. Yeah, go ahead.
let me weigh in quickly.
Sure.
When you entered from ELW Junction, and maybe I
Mhm.
miscounted, let's just say all the way from Rawas International Airport.
Yeah.
There's nothing but we are and Jewel Howard billboard.
See that?
Every light pole from ELW Junction to town, both sides of the road, they took over every light pole and they have the banners, the billboards, however you want to call it. That in itself, the cost,
Of just doing that. Yeah.
that in itself will have purchased many more laptops.
I mean,
So when you tell me 69 laptops, and I heard it will have more than 2,000 precincts, it make my kids.
I agree with you, Volcano. You're absolutely right, my brother.
When they have more than 2,000 precincts, is she saying 69 in addition to what they already have?
It just
Or
said
is
the
69?
commission has secured 61 laptops. I mean, Volcano, honestly speaking, I agree with you 100%.
But I'm
61
not done
laptops?
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand
Yeah, she said
that if
61. Yeah.
I, no, 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 no. Listen to me, Moses. Sometimes just listen. My question here is it in addition to what they already had?
No,
Because that needs to be
her
made clear.
statement was we have secured.
I understand. My
Yeah.
question here, not to you, I'm just saying,
Oh, okay, okay. I got it. I
needed to
got your
say in
point. Yeah.
addition to what we have, we secure additional
Okay.
61 laptops. Because
Absolutely.
when you come and say we've been able to secure 61 laptops to be used at precincts, then it brings me to wait a minute. If we have 2,000 precincts or more, then what can 61 do? 61 can even cover Montserrat County. So that's my thought here, right? But when
Absolutely.
Mr. Weir has taken every light pole, I'm telling you, every light pole on both sides of the road, it's like his birthday celebration. And the welder, before they put and then they have these gigantic ones that run from one end of the road to the other end, like an overhead
Oh, wow.
at the SKD Boulevard and other places. But that's monies that could be used to ensure that these elections were supported. How can the campaign of the ruling party be $50 million strong and the National Elections Commission is
Crying for
underfunded?
money. Yeah, crying for money.
It's underfunded.
Mhm.
So this is the disparity that we need to talk about.
I agree.
When we got only 7 days to elections.
You're right. Huh?
I went in the elections commission office today. I don't see sophistications.
Wow.
It's like any old building. I was not impressed. And not to throw Madame Lansana on under the bus,
Mhm.
but this time around, the elections commission needed to be really funded, that the building is painted, that its interiors are inviting, that you can see people working instead
And
of
you can
being.
see the audience there. I got your point. Yeah.
And it's just business as usual. It's like they already determine the outcome.
I mean, it's you know,
So I mean, we're in a serious situation. So I just thought, to look at it from that perspective. To
yeah.
remind folks here tonight, I'm coming, Moses. We're having connectivity problem, and so we're fading in and out. The internet here is not that strong. The Wi-Fi, the internet, we're still trying to make some gains, and we hope that our signal is strong and is acceptable enough for those of you across the globe. But again, we apologize if we are going in and out. Just hang in there with us. Hopefully, we can settle with signal. But can you hear me, Moses?
Yes, I'm hearing you. So I just want you to rephrase some of the things that you
Moses, are
were.
you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Do you hear me?
Okay, because it looks like
I'm
he's on the
hearing
other
you.
end,
Do you
frozen.
hear me?
But as I was saying, if any of you can hear me or we're still
I'm
connected, can you
hearing
just
you,
give me
Volcano.
a yes or a thumb up,
I'm hearing
please?
you.
Because I don't want
Do you
to be
hear me?
talking all by myself.
I'm here. Hello? Do you hear me? Oh yeah, he's frozen. But look, what Volcano is saying about the current situation in Liberia is very, very disturbing. I hope he can come back. He's having internet connectivity problem. The NEC appears unprepared, and this is why uh, last Friday when we hosted the former Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Maurice Momodu Dukle, who happened to be a former Minister of Internal Affairs as well. He said it that he doesn't see the urgency on the part of the commission. The commission is not ready, coming across as an institution that is basic. I mean, if you're telling me that with election, 7 days to election, you just deploy, 61 laptops, or you just secure 61 laptops that you hope to deploy across the country, are voting, centers, and these laptops supposed to be used for the tallying of results, 61. If you got $49 million, and this came from the very commission itself, $49 million funding with an outstanding of $3 million. And this is why, again, the commission has not spoken on. Even today, when the other had a news conference, she didn't say anything about that. So we're not sure whether the Liberian government has made available the outstanding $3 million. Look at the road condition in rural Liberia. The roads are so terrible. And the other is telling Liberians in the world that they have been able to deploy uh, in 11 counties. Montserrat County and others remain outstanding. 61 laptops, 59 projectors, 59 projector stands. Are you telling me these are the logistics that will cover the entire country for an election that many have duped as consequential? The NEC, I don't know. No sense of urgency. And you heard Volcano say that you go there, it's like nobody is really not engaged. It's just business as usual. That should not be the case. Time is not on the side of the commission. And now I understand the fear that some Liberians and even some other people in the international community have, that they are apprehensive about the whole process. And don't get me wrong, we're not trying to instill fear, into the minds of people, but we just want people to take precaution. Take precaution, do everything you can to protect your votes. And we want to urge the commission, the Liberian government, to make sure that the process is free, it's credible, it's transparent, and that everything will be done to ensure that democracy in Liberia thrives. Anything other than that, like the former minister of state, Maurice Dukley, said, I think the other bro and the others will be held liable, because the future of Liberia now, rests on the shoulder of Chairperson Deidre Brown Lansana and members of the commission. Today, I had a privilege of seeing Mr. Weir campaigning in Rewaji. I saw a video from Rewaji. I saw a video from Maryland County. And he continues to make this argument that, oh, well, um, in order to compare my performance with the UP got 12 years. So I want you to give me another 6 years. So the question I ask, and the question that most people are asking, is that, are you trying to make comparison in terms of, longevity, how long you stay in office, or is it on the basis of performance? If you in 6 years took 6 years to disengage, to work less, to show no accomplishment, how do you go to the people to say, give me another 6 years again? You should be able to tell people that for the past 6 years, this is what I was able to accomplish. I improve your healthcare sector. I improve your area of education. I minimize the importation of rice in this country. It's my understanding that Liberia spends over uh, uh, um, uh, $200 million a year just for the importation of rice. So what has the government done in the area of agriculture to help minimize this problem? These are things that people want to hear from the president, but don't just vaguely tell the people that, oh, well, I deserve another 6 years because the UP got 12 years, so I must have a 12. I must also have 12 years. That will not sell. The UP wants to also make a comeback. Okay, Unity Party, you want to make a comeback. If you want to make a comeback, the question most people are asking, what is your vision for the Liberia that you want to come and take over? So, Volcano, welcome back. I know you've been having internet connectivity. I was just, looking at Mr. Weir and the Unity Party. Mr. Weir said they should give him another 6 years because in order to compare his work, UP got 12 years. He also need to get, another 6 years to enable, people do a fair, objective analysis. But I think where he's missing out on is that people are looking at what? Tangibles, accomplishments. So let me pause and give you the opportunity to say something, then we can move forward. Are you there?
Yeah, but when you talk about, can you not see me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, go ahead. No, when I say I thought
Can
you were
you
still freezing. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
can you also see me?
Yes. Do you see me? I'm
Okay,
seeing
so
you.
hearing
Yeah.
is one thing, seeing me is another thing. So you can see me. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So based on what we're talking about here is that when you talk about President, we are asking for a second chance, and you're also talking about tangibles. I think the president has said the things that he thinks he has done best: to pay wide fee.
Yeah. Yeah, Messi, he pay wire fee. He introduced.
Built more hospitals than any president in Liberia, more marketplaces, parks. So these are the tangibles that he's talking about. Um, but are these things even costly when we think about what he's done so far?
I know Volcano is obviously going to make a comeback. Tonight he's having internet connectivity. Go ahead, Volcano. I'm
So,
sorry you're having connectivity problem. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Moses,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think that this is unfortunate. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know if we can
it's
continue this broadcast.
no, let's go. It's understandable. We know that back when there's
But,
problem
but
with
I'm not.
connectivity.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
But if
seeing
I
you.
keep going in and out, it sounds like I'm just talking to, and I keep popping in and out. So I would say just do a solo drive uh,
No,
for the next.
complete your thoughts first. Complete your thoughts. Complete your thoughts. Let's go on. If you go out, then I would just do a solo drive. But complete your thoughts. You were saying something.
Yeah, yeah. But I was just saying that the things that I was talking about that have to do with him trying to, you know, get a re get reelected are the things that I just talked about. The same things he continued to echo.
Mhm.
But if he said he flogged them before, he can flog them again. Now, what making him scared? Huh?
And and
What are you
and, and
asking? What are you asking for more favor for now? He said we beat them before, we can beat them again. We flood
we
them
can
before, we can
be
flood them
yeah,
again. So
and
just go with that campaign message.
yeah, and Volcano, like you already said, uh, if you take at what is happening, you take a closer look at what is happening, right? Mr. Weir is working more overtime as incumbent president as compared to the opposition presidential hopefuls. He's working extremely hard. He's doing everything he can. But if you really accomplish for the last 6 years, this is where as I come in, Volcano. I say this guy, he has not been able to show the people of Liberia the tangibles. Because Volcano, if he really accomplished, he said he invested into education. That's also falsehood. Paying wise fee, that's negligible. He said he introduced free, college education, for community colleges and the University of Liberia. You go to these institutions, they are all in shambles. That's also another falsehood. You know, he talked about healthcare. You go to the clinics, you go to the hospitals, no drugs. You go to JFK, they tell you, say, go to either pharmacy, buy gloves, buy medication before you can even get treated. When you go to give birth, you are held as a hostage if you cannot afford to pay whatever, a bill that is giving you after your delivery. So it means that the government has failed in all of those areas. You talk about housing, rule of law, everything appears like no one is in control. That's why they say Liberia is in a peril. As a result of that, Mr. Weir is working overtime. For Kendall, you on the ground. He's right now flying by helicopter to go to areas that he once declared to be Mr. Wow or borrow medicine. If you say you borrow medicine, why would you fly a helicopter to go to River G? Why would you fly a helicopter to go to Maryland County? Why would you fly a helicopter to go to Grand Judah? You should have driven because you said what? You're Liberia best preserve. You are the most accomplished. Why are you working all this overtime? And Volcano, maybe you want to come in.
But honestly, there are folks here who still believe in this president. and I will not take that away from him. I've been in small talks with folks, and there are people who still think that the YF fee is a big relief. They still think that this YF fee that comes around once a year is a big relief. And some people are capitalizing on giving the vote to Mr. Weah for
Yeah.
YF.
Yeah. That's mediocrity.
I think that Mr. Weah should be relaxed, and the opposition should be working harder because they won his job. You know, he's made his case. The things he talked about, the tangibles, it's left to the Liberian people if they felt those things making any impact in their lives. But overall, Tuesday is next week,
It's next week.
and we're gonna see when what is it? Who
We're on the land, right? So Tuesday is the day. It's the D Day. It's the day that Liberians will decide whether they want to sustain what they currently have or they're going to have a change in government. That's why many people say this election is do or die. This is about the future of the country. And my advice to all of you tonight is please get out of your survival mode. Do not allow $20, $50, a bag of rice, free food to influence your decision making. You cannot afford to gamble the future of your children. You can. You just can't. You need to get out of survival mode. What I'm saying, do not be short sighted. Look at the future of your country. 6 years ago, if you were 30, now you are 36. If you are a mom with 2 children, now you're 36. You are unemployed. You graduated from the University of Liberia 3, 4 years ago, hypothetically. Yet you still live with your mom. You still call around asking people to give you food, to help your kids go to school. This is one, this is the time that you do what we call self-appraisal. Take a closer look at your life and ask yourself, am I thriving or retrogressing? Life is about progression. You got to move forward. You can't continue being at the same level over and over, over and over. That would be a waste. You're 36 now. You are unemployed. You have no hope of getting a job now. Do you want to sustain the same situation? Or you want a change that will give you opportunity for growth and development? And please, this is not a campaign for anybody. What I'm saying to you is I want you to look at this election as a critical moment in your life. Don't let no one tell you, so we all come from Sino. We all from Grand Cru. No, this is not about you coming from Grand Cru or the Southeast. It's about the future of your country. Let's assume that you were working in government during the Salif administration, and these people came to slash the salary. Today you earn $50 a month, and you are 40. When Mr. Weah came to the power, when Mr. Weah came to the presidency, you were 34, and you earn $50 a month. You got 4 children. You can't even feed them. You need to ask yourself, is this life? Is this the life that I want to live? We're not campaigning here for nobody, but we want you to put your thinking cap on and do this critical analysis. That's how people change for the better. You look at what is working and what is not working. You say, no, I just can't do this. Forget about the election. Take a look at your life. Life is moving forward. Volcano, go ahead.
Listen, man, I've been trying to look for alternative. I had to use my personal cell phone to feed my data uh,
Okay.
to the computer here, using it as a
Okay.
hotspot. So I'm not
Okay.
sure again if it's gonna work.
Yeah, you look
But
sharp.
that's
Yeah,
my
you look
data. So
sharp.
the issues room should be,
You look
yeah,
sharp.
the
You
issue
look
room
sharp,
should
man.
be prepared.
Yeah, build the
No,
issues
you're not
room.
listening
Yeah.
to me. The issue needs to be prepared to save some money
I
because
know.
the data that I put in the phone for me to be able to do OB is,
Hmm.
is what now I'm using uh, to service the studio. So
Okay, I got
hopefully
you.
it works out. But
Okay.
anyhow, with everything been happening tonight,
Hmm.
I have lost my equilibrium,
Yeah.
my broadcast
Yeah.
equilibrium, because I don't know where we are now. I know you've been trying to fill in, but for the most part, again, we been talking about the elections preparation. We've been looking at the NEC. We're also looking at the campaign messages
Hmm.
as we, approach the finish line. And next Tuesday by 8 a.m., voting will officially start. I'm hoping that everyone will have the fair share and will be able to vote. It will be unfortunate if the elections commission doesn't do her best to ensure that everyone, the 2 million plus people who registered previously, who went through the grueling process of being fingerprinted and all of that, don't register. Don't vote. That would be very painful because folks
Definitely.
have done their part and they're waiting to vote. So it is my hope that the Elections Commission will do everything in her power to make sure that those polling centers are equipped, are ready to be used by the Liberian people to cast their ballots for who they so desire. That is my closing statement on this election business. They
I
must do
agree.
everything in the power to ensure that those folks who come out on the final voter roll will be able to vote between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Any delay, any mechanical delay, technological delay, any of those things, any undermining the polling stations or centers will cause a serious problem.
I agree.
Any issue, any issue will cause a serious problem. So 7 days away, 7 days they must work, and 7 days they must have everything in place to ensure. It's like the president said he pays WIAC fee.
Yeah.
How would the president be? He pays the WIAC fee, and then when the children go to the exam
The-
hall, he paid for 20,000 people. Then when the children go there, only 15,000 will take the exam. How will he feel? He
Yeah.
paid for 20,000. So it's the same scenario of the national elections, that all of the people who went through that grueling process in the month of May, I believe, when they got to getting the voter registration done and the cards and all of that, that's 2 point something million people. Those people must be assured, and everything has to be done to ensure that they cast their ballots. No,
I agree.
no go and come. No tomorrow on November 10th. No extension. No extension. So the same number that they come up with as the final, it is the same number that must be represented when it no when 6 p.m. comes on Tuesday. when 6 p.m. comes and they seal the ballots, is that same number. It must reconcile.
Mhm.
A must be equal to A,
Oh
not
yeah.
A equal to Z.
No, you can have you can have more people voting than the number of registered, voters. No, that one.
And then you can have less
That
people
one.
voting.
That
No,
what I'm
no,
saying.
yeah, no, yeah. It's either way, more or
Yeah,
less. It must it must
yeah,
be it must be proportionally equal.
yeah, yeah. No, you can register 10% and you got 20% voting.
All right,
And
so
that
let's
one,
let's
that
come, let's
question.
come to let's come to Mr. Cummings on
Oh yeah, he wrote it. Yeah.
so Mr. Cummings came out on Sunday, but
Hmm.
it was not impressive. I mean, he didn't draw the kinds of crowd.
Uh,
I think he was disappointed
you kick
because
it off. Yeah.
someone said that his speech was the shortest.
Yeah.
It's like he just felt like no need for me to even go through the whole speech. You know, when you go to somebody, you interviewing someone, and the
Yeah.
person, the first two, three questions,
Yeah, you say you just cut the interview short. Yeah.
no, no, you don't cut it short. You don't cut it short. You just then turn it into a conversation. You say, my man, so you get a job, how you what you do. You lead the interview question. So my man come and look around and say, no, no need for me to waste my time. Let me go back to the drawing board and start thinking on who to give my support to. Because look like I thought I could do it on my own, but it's not possible.
Yeah. Look, Volcano, what you said, one of the foremost problems we have back home is sycophancy, dishonesty on the part of people who surround political leaders. Despite the ANC underperformance on Sunday, you still have die-hard loyalists continuously lying to Mr. Cummings that he is the one that will win first round. He is the candidate. Mr. Cummings, you work in corporate America. You are a very educated man. Why would you sit by and allow a group of people to push you around if to say you have no intelligence? You saw the number. The weather was good. It was on a Sunday. You selected a date. You publicized it enough. The turnout was horrible. And you got to see people telling you, say, oh,
But
people
Moses,
had to go to church.
but Moses, so that
Yeah,
but Baka did that it was rainy, and people always only went
the
water.
people, tell me where.
So that church building they were talking again. But let's just the reality. This is what I want to say, and I want to hear
Yeah,
me out.
yeah,
When you got your child and you born your child, no matter how that child is born, whether with with some kind of deformity or
yeah. That's a
psychological
child. Yeah,
impairment, that's your child.
yeah.
At the end of the day, ANC, they have given birth to something and they want to see the end of it.
Hmm.
I think that's all it is. They want to see the end of it, and whether they're going to make an impact or not, I still think that ANC could maybe get 15% of the vote. It's
No,
possible. I think
Volcano.
the party has grown, Moses. No, no, let's be absolutely honest here. The party has grown from 7% to now. ANC has grown, and ANC can give you 15% of the vote.
Volcano. If you do a comparative analysis, compare the crowd of Sunday
But let us not do
to
the thing.
no. What I'm saying to show the popularity of the party in 2017 when Mr. Cummings went to the very, the same ATS we're talking about. The number of people that show up for the ANC at that time was much higher as compared to Sunday. So it shows that something is just not connecting.
Yeah, but that's
That's a
let,
decline.
yeah, but let's not look at crowd. I still think that Cummings will not be 7%. I think that Cummings will garner at least up to 15% of the total vote.
What is
I'm
what
seeing
is number opposed?
I'm seeing Cummings and Gonglo in similar boat. I'm seeing the
No.
both parties in similar boat. Uh, maybe 4 or 5% here. Uh, you know, for the other folks, 2% here, 1% there, point something percent. Because there are 20 people. I saw some of the candidates. I said, "But where the other men where he coming from?" You know, you don't even know their names. So 2029, if we already have 20 candidates, what do you
Okay.
think will happen 2029? Because
Yeah.
2029,
It's an open field, yeah.
the only two people who will not be in the race will be Bwaka and
And
George.
George Weah, yeah.
Okay, Cummings will come back, and the rest of them, and then how about some of us who putting our hat in the race?
Yeah.
I
So
already know four other people who say they're running, and you
uh
know what somebody told me?
no.
To the point, but if you're running, no need. I'll just go ask your vice candidate. But he said, no, 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 never, never. And that was a good advice. He said,
Yeah.
don't decline your aspiration
For another person.
to please him. Yes, he said, the more the merrier. Let's go in the race. Go in the race.
Mhm.
So
But
we'll see.
sometimes it's good to look at your strength and your weaknesses as well, you know.
Oh man, in Liberian election, no strength and weaknesses. If it was strength and weaknesses, some of the people that became president in the country will not be. And you
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about.
I got you.
No
Okay,
strength.
like what you just said, just to buttress the point you're making, right? Uh you already rule out some other people that quote unquote presidential hopeful. You say the other people part, right? That's the phrase you use. The other people. It means that they are the least of our worries. Today they had a presidential debate. Of the 20, only 7% show up. And those people fall in that other category. Those are the
Hmm.
people that we don't even worry about because we know they just want name
And even with a
recognition.
debate and all,
Yeah,
nobody care
no,
about the
no,
debate.
nobody
The
worry
two
about
big
that.
people that's supposed to be debating,
They're
or the
not
four
there,
big people that's
so
supposed to be
yeah,
debating, they're not debating.
yeah, they're not debating. So the point I'm making is that this is where volcano sometimes is good for you to look at yourself. You say, this thing here is cost intensive. Do I have the resources? How am I going to pull this out? What do I bring to this table? What are my chances? These are the critical questions that we need to ask ourselves before we get involved with these political races. And I think most of our people, they're not really doing this critical thinking. They may just wake up from his bedroom, he got one little apartment in America. He runs to Liberia, and the next day the man is a presidential hopeful. You see, when your name doesn't resonate with the people, when you don't, I mean, I'm not saying that you should go about throwing money at people, but elections, presidential hopeful, is costly. When you cannot afford to even host a meeting of 100 persons, and you got to literally be asking for kind of man, having some people coming over, my man, what will you drop up? My man, just bring me a case of water. It means that you're not ready to be president. No,
but
you
even
just
the
not.
representatives themselves are begging.
Yeah.
The one that won't be represented, oh, they're begging.
Yeah. Oh
They're
man,
begging.
Yeah, they literally asking friends,
Opening WhatsApp page, just put people number randomly and call you. Then you say, who there? Oh my man, sorry, I don't know you, but I just saw your number. But I called in to ask you, man, if you can help my campaign.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they'll, you
Yeah.
know, tomorrow they'll. But my man, when you become representative and senator, what that got to do with me?
They might not even take your
What that
phone
got to do with
call.
me?
Yeah.
you know. So Moses, that's the situation. But hopefully, everything can fall in place on Tuesday next week,
Yeah.
so that we can have
Hmm.
uh, a wonderful uh,
Yeah, we
election.
hope to have a wonderful election, wonderful podcast Tuesday. I know we're working on that.
Yeah,
You
that's my
see, and
that's
we
my hope.
pray for peace. We pray for stability. At least the national security has given our people the assurance that the police, the army, and other institution, government security apparatus will all be on the alert to make sure that this process is free of violence and that the people will have the liberty, to go about freely and participate in the process without any form of hindrance. I hope that
Amen.
will happen. We all should pray for that, Volcano, because
Let
we
me
have
put a
our
memory
people
lane,
over there. Go
put
ahead.
a memory lane quick. We haven't done memory lane a few production.
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
we'll go to the one that was supposed to be previously read, and we didn't get to that.
Okay,
So
go
the
ahead.
want to reawaken memory lane by Dr. Manin Sumo. This one is captioned "The Measure of a Man," the Liberian trilogy. Again, "The Measure of a Man," the Liberian trilogy,
Hmm.
written by Manin Sumo. I have been sad, so very sad, when I cannot again sing my country this of thee. You remember Zach and Jiba, Sweet Liberia? That too, I cannot sing. How can I stand to see the ruin of E.J. Roy building? How can I again sing along with Stanley Ford, John Haynes, Nimba Burr, Fatu Gifler, a building that once showcased young Liberian talents now lies in ruin? I cannot help it but to cry as I pen this memory lane. Sad, so very sad, sad indeed. I hear Sister jubilantly sing, or I heard Sister jubilantly sing, Congo, Congo, River, Congo, me not sabi swim. Now whose side they carry me? That when it was time for us to cross the Manu River back into Liberia after the farming season. That was 1970, when I was just 6 years old, living in Boa, Linge, the modern day Sierra Leone. How can we sing those good old songs again when we go to bed hungry, walk naked, children drugged, and dying from the most common diseases that others beer money can pay for, while the masses perished? Do not forget about the great words of Alan Grant. A failed leader talks about success, while an accomplished leader talks about progress. Listen to how and what our leaders talk about. So sad indeed to see the oldest republic, the oldest political platform of Africa, continue to drag and lack in every modern fears of civilization. So sad to see my leader do buga in place of a political party plank. But I have been happy lately, so happy, so very happy, so happy when I heard about the elections in October. So happy because I can make my voice heard and help to change the course of the sufferings in Liberia for good. Allow me to send a special shout out to Eat Sweet Forget About Toothache, girls of Liberia. Change is gonna come. So happy when 20 were called to run for president, but only three are the trilogy of reality. Only you, the people of Liberia, can decide the trilogy, and the only one who will stand first. Only one president at a time. I have been happy lately, so very happy, and thank God for October 10, 2023, where we will have the power to decide. So as you vote, come October 10, vote wise, vote your future, and vote Liberia.
Absolutely.
Come in peace. And this is by Sumo. This one is captioned The Measure of a Man, the Liberian Trilogy.
Thank you, Dad.
And we have another memory lane that will be for probably Friday in queue. So, Dr. Sumo, if you're listening, you don't have to send another one. We'll go with that one that you sent lately for the night, and we'll just use that for Friday and then kick off on elections day. So, while you think about it, try to see if you can pen something for elections day. Okay. So, Moses, I think
Yeah.
we time.
Yeah, we are.
Let's do a little bit of what type of country is this,
Yeah.
um, so that we can move forward. But what type of country is this?
hmm
Accordingly, the party is supposed to be the third in command. Instead of having a official campaign launch, they had a block party. What type of country is this?
Whatever country is there when they when the party that claims to be, one of the most popular on its launching day, when people fail to show or they say no, we doing door to door campaigning. What type of party is it? What type of country is there that the ANC that claim to be the third most popular political party could not even pull 10,000 people together?
What type of country is this that if died was like Ebola,
Yeah,
many Liberians will be dead?
yeah,
What type of country is this? I repeat, if
yeah,
died
yeah,
like Ebola,
yeah.
many Liberians will be dead. Moses, everywhere around here is dirty. The people, I mean, they live in the dirt, they cook in the dirt, they sleep in the dirt. Moses, this place is dirty. Maybe that's why I'm getting so sick.
Of course,
I'm not kidding you.
the environment,
Country
human
is
environment
dirty.
matters a lot. But you know what, Volcano? That question you asked, I think that's a question that what people need to continue to ponder on until Tuesday. What type of country is this that everywhere you turn, in the street, in the workplaces, everywhere is filled? What type of country is this?
Moses, when just a new road they're bragging about from
hmm
Dubu Road to ERW Junction, even
Yeah.
though it is not completed yet, mainly in the the old roundabout. They're trying to
mhm,
work on that. That would
Yeah.
be from the sports complex side, the LBS supermarket side, the AB Tower Road, and the Boulevard. That area. But
mhm.
Moses, I'm telling you, the new sidewalk that was just opened the other day from GSA Road Junction past the market, the people have taken over the entire sidewalk with
Wow.
markets. They even block the driveway to enter the Total gas station because the gas station is not functioning, but people still drive there. They have closed
Also,
everywhere.
they turn the
And
toilet now into a
yes,
driveway.
the driveway of the Total, they turn into a market ground. They
Oh,
close
wow.
everywhere. Moses, I mean, the thing creeps your skin, and the people are sitting in there and selling, and the poo scent.
And they're
I
eating
mean,
right there, my man.
the rats, the filth. Moses, like nobody cares. I drove on the the effing new road. As you descend the hill after the good, one of those Baptist church, I think it's Manim. No, no, no. What's the Baptist church called? just slipped my mind. But there's a funeral home. I think Good Shepherd Funeral Home. As soon as
Yeah,
you descend, you see the dike on the left hand side. Oh, Moses, Moses. You go. I was on Center Street yesterday, Center Street and United Nations Drive. My
yeah.
brother, the whole cemetery is covered in dike.
Wow.
The whole cemetery. I mean, don't make a mistake and drop a little bag, a plastic bag on the ground. Before 2, 3 days, the whole place has turned into a dump pile. All of the drainages, the brand new drainages built, they're already, and they'll literally put dye in a plastic bag and throw them in the drainage. So I don't even know why they created this open concept drainage system. They just when they created dye system, dye drainage. That what it is. It's not water drainage. It's dye drainage.
They just go and drop stuff in there. They don't care.
I really
It's
want to
it's
reiterate.
it's it's it's, it's more like a dump site. They don't even use it for
I
drainage
really want to
anymore.
reiterate again, Moses, that
Hmm.
what type of country is this? If dirt was like Ebola, many Liberians would be dead. If dirt was like Ebola, that's how
But
dirty this place is.
but what you're
And
talking
so
about,
she,
again, it has serious health implication on the well-being of the people of Volcano. Because my man, the flies. You know how people do back on. We cook outside, and the flies, everything coming sitting on the food. Man, you have to be careful. The kind of places you eat, the kind of water you drink, because your system can no longer cope with that kind of thing, my man.
but just being out there in the public and breathing all these fumes and stuff,
Yeah,
I think that's why I'm just getting sick every. You can see the weakness in my eyes. I have
yeah.
not been recuperated well. I took the doses of medication the pharmacy gave me for 5 days, and I'm still feeling under the weather. But let's go back to what type of country is this? Flomo Livingstone says here that on a Sunday a political party can fill empty. Yes. What type of country
Yeah,
is this? What
on
type
a
of country
quiet
is this?
day too.
Minus Sumo? What type
Yeah,
of country is this minus Sumo?
when the
Uh,
incumbent party.
the incumbent party is vigorously campaigning more than the opposition parties, even though the president is the best since 1847.
Absolutely. What an irony, right, Volcano? Dr.
Stevens,
Sumo, that's a real good one right there.
Ellis Stevens, what type of country is this when people you respect gives you conflicting options and not facts?
Elliot, explain that for us.
No, I think he talked about what you said when people are not being honest with Mr. Cummings, and is Mr.
Oh,
Cummings not
yeah,
using
yeah,
intelligence to
yeah.
know that
Hmm. Yeah.
somewhere on the you know.
Yeah, people
Anyway,
not being
Common
honest with him.
Livingston
Yeah.
says that what type of country is this? That 7 days to elections, majority of the voters don't know where they are voting.
That's, it comes back to the same thing you were talking earlier about the voter roll, the precincts. The NEC went ahead and registered 5,000. Some of the precincts, they got 5,000 people registered. And that violates the electoral law. A precinct should register only 3,000. So can you imagine? You say from 8 in the morning to what? What time, Volcano?
6
It's
p.m.
yeah to 6 p.m. So it means that voting precincts going to be very overcrowded. And you
I was
show up
saying
to
to
a
somebody
precinct,
yesterday,
yeah, yeah.
I
Go
was
ahead.
saying to somebody the other day,
Mhm.
uh, and I said that Mary Bro is not the only patriotic Liberian that's supposed to clean up, that's supposed to go and handle LEC power theft. Now that everything seems to be straight, people not stealing current. Not that they're gonna stop, but it's not as
Terrible
prolific
as
as
it
it
was
was.
there.
Yeah. So you can have me cleaning up this city if you put the logistics in place.
Anybody
But
can do
I
it.
can't, I
Yeah.
can't, I can't just stand dirt. It's a turn off for me. It's a turn off from the day I grew up and growing up in Liberia. We didn't have a dirty place like this. How did we regress so to the point that we don't care? My brother, I said the diet is the diet, the diet, the diet, the diet, the diet. The EU man I told you this place was one of the most dirty places in the world did not lie.
That's right.
Go and see Marshall Junction today, Moses. That beautiful place, just 2009, 10, and 11, that we thought Monrovia was moving. I mean, people were moving out of Monrovia to make a beautiful highway from Dua Zone going on that side. Go to Marshall Junction, my brother. It's like parking station. The people sell the market until they've narrowed the little small road. When you literally coming down the hill, either direction, you have to practically almost beg people to leave the road. It is no longer a highway. It is a come to a stop and find a way through that congestion. Cars are parked on the road. Motorboy boys are parked on the road. The marketers are there. I mean, it's just, I mean, I've never seen a society where nobody gives a damn.
So reckless.
Where the law does not work. The law does not work. Where
And
do what do we have city corporations with
forget
zoning
about.
enforcement, with sanitation enforcement? Moses, let me finish quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have zoning? Why do we have city corporations with
Corporation.
zoning enforcement, sanitation enforcement? Why should we have these institutions for them to function? Moses, for them to function, the congestion is everywhere, the dirt is everywhere, and these things are put upon people because they have no one to say nothing to them.
You
Everywhere
just
you turn in this place, I was on Broad Street. Broad Street. The people have literally taken over the sidewalks on Broad Street. You have to walk on the road.
so coming all the way up there. Oh, we used to work
Yeah,
going
you
to
have to
LBS
walk on the car road, not the sidewalk anymore. They are
marketeers.
yes, go to Randall Street. Go on,
Wow.
go on. But my brother, the thing just bothers me to the point I'm like, what's the need of calling this place a country? What's the need of calling this place a country?
I mean, the picture you're painting tonight is rather horrible.
It's the reality. Except people want to say that I'm lying,
But you
but I
got no
can go,
reason to lie.
I will start video recording.
You got no reason to
You
lie,
know,
Volcano. And something I wanted to say about that Volcano. All of these things are happening, and everything you said tonight. People in the CDC, you know, this is problem for them because if the CDC is making a case that it wants to retain power, and life in the country has retrogressed to the level at which you're talking about, that no one seems to be in control. The country is on autopilot. Then how do you make the case to the people who are living in such a terrible condition to re-elect you?
Moses, in what type of country is this? I ain't got time to come
Yeah,
explain.
no, I just seen something,
What type of
because
country is
for
this?
the
Livingstone.
the kind of picture
Let me read the people's stuff here, Moses. Let me read the
yeah.
people's stuff. What type of country is this, Flomo Livingstone, that the city mayor only care about dressing in good clothes instead of focusing on cleaning the city? What
Yeah.
type of country is this? You know?
What type of country is this that you have a president who is who is less concerned about what is happening in the country? The city mayor is answerable to the president.
Alice Stevens is a friend of mine who lives in Liberia, was just discussing that amongst other negative things in Liberia. So you're right, Alice Stevens. I'm not trying to denigrate our country, but we didn't get here because somebody cared. If somebody cared, we wouldn't have gotten here. or if a group of people cared. Now, granted, most of the people who you see in Liberia today, especially in this part of Liberia, the capital city, are people who fled the hinterland, and not to be, you know, how do I put it, divisive,
Yeah.
both fled the
Divisive.
hinterland
Yeah.
and didn't understand city living, right?
Mhm.
In the hinterland, you can find many ways to get rid of your garbage.
Yeah,
You
man.
can dig area in the forest and throw it
And
everywhere.
Barry, yeah.
Bury. But when you got a congestion like what we have now, that everybody wants to live here, that I was just going to visit a sick friend of mine, and you can literally see people build their houses with fence and gate years ago, maybe a few years ago. Today, car cannot get to them because
Yeah.
people all gonna little patchy houses all in the alley, and so now the main fence is
The
just
man's
there.
locked up.
The
Yeah. Yeah.
iron gate, no car can get to him. And we're just discussing him, cursing, and I walking. We say, but the other man, we just feel sorry for him because no car can get to him
All
again.
that investment, my man.
Yeah, all that investment, the man paid a horse, but because he couldn't buy the whole place, the little piece he bought and put a horse there. There
Bill
was a
Banky.
car road once, once
Yeah.
ago, but I guess when he went to bed and woke up the next day, he saw two, three zinc shacks.
can, can you imagine, Volcano?
Two
Like
zinc
the
shacks.
example, like the
And then,
example you gave, right?
yeah. And then when you go to touch those people then go into the representative and the representative say, "Yeah, lead the people." But man, this is a serious matter. The country is complete. and
My
and it
man,
looks
my
like
man is sad, though.
for every time I come back, it gets worse. I'm not kidding you. For every time I come back, it gets worse.
My man, my man,
Yeah, you will see
Volcano, can
people
you
have.
imagine, my man? You,
You know what? Let me just do this. I will
yeah,
do
go
this.
ahead, go
I will
ahead.
do this evidence. I will go in some of these places and
And
I
do
will show
some
you,
video for us,
yeah,
yeah.
and do some video. You'll see the man house, nice house.
Yeah.
You can tell that car went there once before, but there are no car is. And, and the man can break a fence down.
Yeah,
He can do nothing, so he just leave it like that. So maybe this man now, where he parking his car is way up to the gas station, the total gas station, so the watchman can buy a car. Then he walked
yeah,
through all the little,
gotta
little
go.
alley
Maybe
homes
10,
to
15
get
minutes
his house.
before you get to your house, my man.
To
Can
get
you
his
imagine
house.
that?
Yeah. So that's the lawlessness. That's the lawlessness. But it's
Hey,
sad.
watch me gotta watch your car, my man. And you pay for, can you imagine you got your
So,
own compound, my man?
Ellis Steven is asking about designated locations for dumping trash. Yes, there are a few designated locations for dumping trash. But the people dump the trash, LA, where they put, and in America, where they put the big dump pan
Yeah,
and they
the
dump the dye
dumpsters.
in,
Yeah,
yeah, the dumpster, but those
yeah.
one look
Oh,
like
yeah,
pan.
look, big ones, yeah.
Yeah, it
Just
look like
put that in
pan.
there, yeah. Yeah.
So listen to me. The people dump the dye, they dump the dye, they dump the dye, and they don't come carry it. They will keep dumping until the dumping get lost under the dye. So no one will find it.
Because because everything goes right back to the city government. You put a dump pen, right? And the
Mhm.
people expect that at a given time, you're supposed to come and remove it, move all the trash,
Yeah.
and put a new one there. But you just put it
No,
there
no,
and
no,
say,
no.
well,
So
you're on your
you
own.
can, you can lift it and dump it in
Yeah,
the truck and
truck,
set it
yeah,
empty pan back.
yeah, and
But
put
if
it back,
you don't
yeah.
come, listen now, if you don't come and the people keep dumping, they will dump until the pan become a part of the garbage.
Yeah,
And
part
then
of got it, yeah.
they cannot find the pan again. But the pan under the garbage, they're
So
sitting
it
down
is
getting
over
dumped.
failed.
Yeah. So yes, designated dumping. I mean, dump sites are around places, but they're not removing the diet. So
My man, the level of
the Pinsville
lawlessness,
Market.
man.
I will take that picture. I will stop and take that picture. The
Yeah.
Pinsville Market, between the market and the building, Pinsville Market in front of LBS.
Hmm.
People threw the dirt next to the market. The dirt is almost reaching the
Now that
ceiling.
market are right across the street there, right?
Yes, the
Opposite
dirt
the
is
ERBC compound.
Moses, the dirt is almost reaching the ceiling, almost reaching the ceiling
Of the
of the
market?
market. That's how high, like,
Wow.
the dirt is almost reaching the ceiling of the market. And I saw that, and people are sitting there selling. Moses, my skin crept.
No, my man. This
The
is
scent alone,
my man, this is sad, man.
and they're selling open food. Open food. They're selling open food.
People go there and buy kobo.
I
Man
gave
said
up.
already eat food, my man. You see what we suffer from diarrhea? Our people suffer from diarrhea and they suffer from, other medical complications as a result of such an environment. Wow.
But Moses, I guess this stuff is about to act up again. Let's call it a night. Would like
Yeah,
to
yeah, let's call
thank
it a
everyone
spade.
for joining us.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that Tuesday we wouldn't have this situation, but
Yeah,
praying
Friday
for
will
the
be
best.
back. Hmm.
No, I'm not talking about Friday. I'm more
It
concerned
was
about Tuesday
okay. Oh yeah, we pray that everything goes well Tuesday. But it was
Be-
a pleasure.
because, as I said, I'm using my data from my phone.
We got you. Hmm. I think your data from your phone is more powerful than the regular internet one. It's very sharp and make the photo sharp for you, and you got some stability.
All right, gentlemen, ladies, we want to thank all of you for
Raymond
being there.
Clark.
Thank you, everybody. Good night, Moses. Let's call it a night. Thank you.
Yeah, Volcano. I'll talk to you. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Bye.